Ladies and gentlemen, the topics of the night are UC Berkeley decides to reinstitute segregation. The Lord of the Rings is looks to be dead on arrival, and She-Hulk, well, she just doesn't care about your toxic masculinity. Welcome. This is the Phoenix Legions podcast. Welcome to everybody. We are live. No, you're fine. You're putting your
It didn't look as good as I wanted it to. So
no. Well, I mean, I'm a dude,
I
so
do
it
my makeup and my hair, so it's just
it looked
natural.
it looked perfectly fine to me. I mean, I can get away with it because I wear a hat all the time in like almost every video I do. So I don't have that whole thing going on.
Particular.
Oh
So
no, you're
hi
good.
everybody.
Yes, welcome. We have lots of fun stuff to talk about. At the top of the hour is going to be the ever loved She-Hulk. The very first.
I've seen a lot of love on.
Yeah, it's a lot of super love there. Nadine, how has your week been?
Pretty good. Kind of busy. It was well, no, why do I lie like that?
I don't necessarily think we technically lie here. We just get wrapped up in our own stuff. What the hell was that?
What do you taste like I expected it to?
What is that?
I got it at Rite Aid. It's a collagen water. And it says it has proteins in it and it's blackberry hibiscus. But I was expecting it to be like a little sweetened, but it's sweetener in it. I mean, it's not terrible. It just tastes like, I don't know, do you have a Core Life? Like where they do like the soups and salads and stuff like that? It's like a health type place. They have this like hibiscus tea, so it kind of tastes like that. Earlier in the week, it's been an okay week, but it's just been rough on me physically. So, because earlier in the week, just stress. I don't know if it's just stress. I don't know if it's the weather changing. There isn't really like much humidity. But because of my MS, I had a flare up the other day. It was a really bad one. And then like my legs wouldn't work. So then when my legs don't work, my muscles are working in ways that they shouldn't be. So then my calves were killing me for days after that. And then I was trying to sleep. My feet are cramping up and I'm getting restless leg syndrome. And so and then it just makes me tired. Like when you're in pain, I got 2 pain patches on right now. So Tiger Balm pain patches, just so you know.
I don't know what those are, but I
got them for free because I do this influencer thing where, like, if you post online and then you do reviews and stuff like that, they'll send you free stuff. Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Good for you. That's awesome.
So I got them for free, but then I bought these ones because the free ones I used up. But these ones I bought, they only had the large at Rite Aid, and they're like this long. So I just cut them in half.
That's smart. I'll tell.
Yeah.
That's definitely smart. That's crazy though. No, unfortunately, it's one of those things that it just I don't whenever I'm doing I'm starting I've been kind of like going to the gym, I'll say mediocre at best. I was like really on the ball before all the nonsense happened a couple years ago, but of course it just kind of like fludged everything up. Everybody turned into like, they're either fat or they're an alcoholic or, it's just like, I think I probably caught a little of both. So it's, cause I had to work through the whole entire thing too, which kind of sucked. It made the stress worse. So anyway, I've started like, kind of getting back slightly on the wagon. I'd say I'd probably have like a half a leg on. So I've decided to take a more extreme approach to it. I went to a place called Wild Forks. They got a lot of great lean meat like bison, elk, veal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be starting a lean, lean, very lean meat, super meat, which is much better than like chicken, beef, even turkey. So I'm gonna be starting a
Yeah.
very, very lean
Jeffree
veg.
Star sells yak meat, and it's supposed to be.
They have yak meat. They also have ostrich. I haven't tried them yet. We got a
Yeah.
list,
I think
but
I've had an ostrich burger before years
I have
ago.
not. I have
One
not.
of
I would
our
definitely like to
amusement
try
parks
it.
has like this. They had like alligator bites and like
Oh, I love
burgers.
alligator.
It
I've
kind of
heard.
tastes like fishy chicken.
Yeah, I would actually say that's probably somewhat accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard that ostrich has a slight sweetness to it.
hmm. I don't
From
know
what
either.
I've
It was a long time ago, and I ate that.
Yeah, no, that's what I've heard. Of course, I don't know, but yeah, no, I ended up buying like 12 pounds of meat.
But that's
12.
good. Then you have it, and then you're
Mm,
like, okay, I have to cook this. So
yeah, and I also ordered a what I thought was a smaller like freezer, not like a full size, like
oh
secondary
yeah.
freezer, but probably one that's like a third of the size. And oh no, her internet. This is what happens when when you share internet with the family. I kid. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. I have to check with my internet provider because when I first got it, I wanted a extender and
Yeah.
I was supposed to get one and they didn't give me one. And Thursday, my stream apparently was glitchy. So hopefully I'm not glitchy and it's probably gonna just drop off. But last time we did this, it didn't do anything weird. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
You had a few slight audio and camera glitches, but it wasn't major. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'm
um
gonna get the extender. So sorry
uh,
if it gets weird today.
no, it's okay. It's all good in the hood.
I'm trying
Let's
here.
give her a break, y'all. She's prettier
Yeah,
than me,
please. What,
fuckers.
what's
I
going
mean,
on
I
here?
okay. So, let's talk
Right.
about She-Hulk
I won't cry on camera.
and the lovely clip going around that everybody is in love with
Oh, let's
is
see. I didn't see it, so
you're gonna watch it now and you're
I'm
gonna
I have no
hate it.
choice. Oh.
Just for context, let's back out. It is from IMDb. It says,
Okay.
"Say it louder for the people in the back." She-Hulk, Tatiana, whatever the hell her fucking name is, I don't care. Yeah, here you go.
Anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult or might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling.
Mhm.
Okay, wait. She said that she might get murdered,
Mhm.
but she's a whole.
She said that if she's not if she does not control her anger, that she could get called emotional, unstable, and she might just get murdered.
None of that makes sense. She can like when she gets angry, doesn't she turn into?
Well, even we'll say hypothetically. Okay, so before this, she was not a Hulk. So how she became a Hulk is that I'm not there was a car accident. Somehow their blood combined. Obviously, Bruce Banner is the Hulk. That's how she had a rare gene. I'm not really spoiling all that much because everybody knows she becomes She-Hulk in the comics.
Mhm.
And that's how she becomes one. So she lived her life very normally beforehand. And that's how she became a She-Hulk. But at the
Mhm.
same time, she was like beforehand, she's like, I couldn't be emotional, or I'd call, I couldn't show my anger because I'd be called emotional or unstable, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
or I could get murdered by, I guess, a coworker or a random
Oh,
dude.
so this
I
is
don't.
before. She's talking about before she
She's
turned into
talking
She-Hulk?
about, yeah, she's talking about
Oh.
previously,
Oh, okay.
because Bruce is
Okay.
telling her that she needs to learn to control her anger, and she's like, I've been
Mm.
controlling my anger the whole entire time, and I've been doing it better than you. So
Oh, I see. Mm, yeah.
let's moving past the IMDb comment. There is so the Quartering has his video editor, Lofty Pixels, rest in peace, his old Twitter. He is back on Twitter. Well, his manager is back on Twitter.
Mhm.
Manager,
Mhm.
it's back on Twitter. He did an update for to correct the horrendous. So we're gonna watch that. Shout out to Lofty Pixels. He says, I fixed it. Hire me, Disney, you fucking cowards. Yeah. No, he put a lot of context in this, so this is going to make a lot more sense about
Okay.
why
When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
I got low.
So these are all the previous Hulk interactions in the MCU. So obviously Edward Norton started it, but then of course
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo took over. But yeah, this is it's just spanks the snot out of Disney.
I didn't see an end, so I put a bullet in my mouth, and the other guy spit it out.
Left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my
Clint, where's Nat?
still remains within the sound of silence. In restless streets I walked alone.
When I had the gauntlet, the stones, I really tried to bring her back. I miss her, man. Me too.
I turned my
Might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger, because I do it infinitely more than you.
Of course, the end of the video is where he kind of smashes her around, but I don't really care about that part. I care about the fact that this is so horrendously written that I can't remember her name because she's so vastly irrelevant. She's one of the executive producers.
That blonde lady that was talking about her trans kid, or is it a different person? Is she just a Disney executive or something? Remember?
It might be.
Like a while ago, we were talking about.
Yeah, it might be. Hold on, let me look this up. She-Hulk.
I know she was a Disney employee. That's for sure.
She's an executive. She-Hulk MCU.
No,
We'll say
what
producers because she's an executive producer. I can't think of her name. I keep blanking on her.
I don't remember names.
She's a terrible person. Victoria Alonso.
Okay.
That's who it is. Yes, we're gonna pull up a picture. Victoria Alonso. Victoria Alonso. It is her. That is her.
I knew it. I didn't even have to. You didn't even have to say it.
Yeah.
I just figured that's who it was.
She
And
she
I
used
wrote-
to she used to be a brunette, and then she kind of turned it into a golden
Mhm.
brownish. God, she sucks. Okay, I'm gonna share the picture. Yeah, that's her.
See, I figured as soon as you said she sucked, I was like, I bet it's that lady.
There she is.
That's the yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
She
Mhm.
she did this. She did this. She killed the show. So there are people defending it, saying, "Oh, it's the first episode. She's meant to be unlikable," and it's like, okay, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, unlikable and a weirdo, crazy bitch that nobody wants to like at all is totally different.
She doesn't even. Okay, so I put it this way last night when we were talking about this, because obviously it's the first weekend of She-Hulk. Explain to me one MCU character from the Infinity Saga that was so disliked at this point. You could even point to Tony Stark, who was a rapid narcissist, but even though he was a narcissist, within the first movie he changed.
Right.
Like he wasn't like degrading other
Listen,
people.
I think people like Thanos better than this chick. So
Yeah, I do too.
like that's hey.
But moving on to the actress. Excuse me.
Okay.
The actress has some words about this.
Of course she does. They all do.
From the New York Post, She-Hulk star, there's a weird obsession with female Marvel heroes' bodies. Oh no.
Did you like know what comics were before you took this part, ma'am?
Do you want the honest answer? Because it's probably no.
I'm sure it's no.
Tatiana Maslany? I don't care. She-Hulk attorney at law
I don't
actress.
care.
I really don't fucking care. Tatiana Maslany is calling out the unrealistic body standards associated with being a female superhero. Oh, I'm so gonna skunk this later. The star of the new Marvel series, which debuted on Disney Plus Thursday, addressed pop culture's infatuation with heroes being super muscular. Telling Entertainment Tonight she loves She-Hulk because she represents a different body and a different perception from the outside. How? Oh, I like how they show they show all the women. Where are all the men with their shirts off? Where are all the dudes with their damn shirts off?
Hey, if you're gonna say it about the chicks, you better say it about the dudes too. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really foresee like a superhero saving people, that isn't fit. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. But we'll let her go on because my feelings about I'm being sexualized. She-Hulk attorney at law actress. Yep. The star. Okay, I'm past that. Sorry, my fault. I think that there's a cultural obsession with a certain physique that goes along with these movies. Sometimes said nobody gives a crap. Who plays lawyer and She-Hulk herself, Jennifer Walters. I certainly fell prey to that idea, and I definitely don't think it's a thing that we should be pursuing because it's just these weird standards that none of us can actually keep up with unless they're going to the gym 1,000 times a week.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Has she spoken to Jennifer Lopez?
Or
I mean,
even Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
See what shape Jennifer Aniston is at her age? Like, wow.
Yep.
Let's see if I can.
Now, I can see saying if the body shape itself, because obviously not everyone can attain a particular body shape by working out. Like it's all your genetics. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but saying that, the characters are fit and that's a bad thing is kind of crazy. And also, even still, like, if let's say a female character was a little bit differently shaped, I mean, you see some of those chicks out there looking like freaking, I don't know, like they're walking around with chicken legs, like getting the BBLs done. Like,
Maybe else done. Oh
yeah,
no. I am looking glitchy. My internet is suffering. What is going on?
yeah, what's going on with both of ours? It's annoying.
My internet really has issues. Well, I don't like it when it does that.
No, we don't like it. No one does. Sorry, I'm filing my nails.
No,
Okay.
you're okay. I'm more
I
concerned about the fact that my internet signal is dropping, and I don't know why. Which,
Any
like I
storms going on? Because I know that
we
doing
we
storms.
we did have some storms going on earlier, and they only ended probably up. It stopped. They only ended like maybe 30 minutes before we went live. So I'm thinking maybe there's still some stuff affecting it. Man, there's so many She-Hulk posts. Like, are you kidding me? There are like way too many people eating the knob of this show. That's terrible. Because I know somebody who, okay, so you know what? I'm not going to search Twitter. I'm going to say this. Chris Evans, Captain America, shirt off all the time, shirt off. Chris Hemsworth in the last Thor movie, ass, bare ass.
Oh, I really?
Yes, bare
didn't
butt
know that.
cheeks. He had no desire to do it.
Really?
We have our first active chat member. We've had watchers that don't want to chat, but R2's here and says, "Yo, what's up, buddy?"
Oh, I thought I had the comments clicked on, but now I got them on.
No, you're good.
Oh.
No. Well, I've had
No,
streams
maybe
where
when it closed out, I bet you that's what happened. It messed
I
up on this.
I've had people who just, they just kind of like visually watch you and they don't really pay, really comment. But back to the lovely She-Hulk article. Is so yeah. Let's just be frank. In Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor had his Willis and Doodleberries and both of his cockles out. Okay, so there's a cultural obsession, blah blah blah. The 36-year-old, oh, so she's feeling a little bad about herself. Maybe that's what it is. Who has appeared in Orphan Back and Parks and Recreation? I thought she was in Orange is the New Black.
I don't know. I don't recognize her, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Said that she loves her character since how people see her is so much part of her story. Okay. R2 says check Twitter. All right, I'm gonna check Twitter. Oh, stop sharing. We don't want
to see the
you guys don't want to see my balls. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. Thank you, sir. Look at that.
Anybody in the chat, we were talking about this previously too, or later on if you've watched it. Regardless of your...
There you go.
Oh, see, there you go. But we were
talking Chris
about
Evans. This is Thor: Love and Thunder. Like seriously? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, R2. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.
Same thing. It's just it's fantasy, people. Like that's the thing. That's the thing.
Who doesn't want to look at pretty people, right? Isn't that what most people like? Is to look at pretty people?
That's. I mean, isn't that how the entertainment world operates? And again, it's fantasy, and you're just like, you don't watch movies to see, Jane from accounting eating her cupcakes out of her drawer.
Also, I would just like to say for the record, when you wear this to the premiere, the hell are you talking about?
Oh,
And
yeah.
what's with the gloves? Why are
I
you
don't know,
wearing
what's with that whole outfit?
why are you wearing gloves?
Is that a skirt or pants? I can't tell. And weird
It
what leather
it
gloves.
looks like a leather skirt with stockings that's hard to see.
I know, I can't tell.
Um
It's a very strange outfit.
he says it's all about self-projection, saying inserting yourself into everything. Yeah, it's definitely about
Yeah,
this.
it is.
So let's let her continue. That to me is really exciting. Is really exciting conversation that can happen around this, which is how do we look at someone differently depending on the body they inhabit? I don't know. Let's ask men.
You're the one bringing it up. Who said that people look at other people differently compared to their bodies?
That's what
He's the
happened to
one
my
bringing
black
it
sweatband.
up.
She's very self-deprecating. She is. I don't know. She seemed to grandstand about the fact that, like, you don't understand my anger struggle. She's
Yeah.
kind of got this superhero thing on top of her, but she's a very insecure person who is obsessed with her job and trying to pretend she's not a superhero. Okay, well, you got that part right.
Isn't that
Um,
all superheroes who actually have jobs and lives?
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Maslany recently basked the trope of strong female lead in an interview with The Guardian earlier this month, explaining how it feels reductive. Why is that reductive?
Oh my god.
It's just as much a shaving off of all the nuances and just as much of a trope, Maslany said. It's a box that nobody fits into. Even the phrase is frustrating. It's as if we are supposed to be grateful that we get to be that.
That whole shit she just spouted out was all just word salad.
Yeah.
Nuances, trope, blah blah blah. All I hear is, as soon as I hear like 4 words in a row that are like that, my brain just shuts off.
So it's unproductive to call somebody a strong female. It's reductive.
Reductive. What is reductive?
It means it going backwards. It's not progressive, but it's reductive. How desperate for attention are you when you need to tell the world you hurt your yes, okay. This is Jamila Jamil, who is a very, very much a very outspoken feminist type. She was in The Good Place.
Oh, she didn't even look like
her. Yeah. She was in The Good Place. She is very, very outspokenly. So like when Elon Musk was going to take over,
she looked. Yeah, I said it didn't look like her at all.
Anyway, long story short, when she did like this, she did the stupid like super style kick. She did kind of like a Goku Mortal Kombat thing, like across the room, like over a distance like 15. She's like, whoa! And she's got like one leg hinged back and the right leg is leading. Anyway, apparently she hurt her butt. She hurt her butthole.
Oh,
that's not a joke. She hurt her butthole. So anyway, if you hurt your butthole, you're not doing it right. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh no.
That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, She-Hulk attorney at law also stars Mark Ruffalo back in his iconic Green Hulk. Well, I don't know how iconic it is anymore, because considering he's been super cucked. Alongside Jamila Jamil, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Tim Roth, Benedict Wong, and Charlie Cox. Jamil, 36, hilariously divulged at the show's premiere on Monday that she injured her butthole while doing stunts. We're gonna wrap this article up, and then I'm gonna let you you discuss your feelings about
Was
this.
it doing
I
stunts? Like
That's
really?
what she said.
Was
She
it
said stunts.
really?
She
That's
says
the
I was
thing.
hurting
Was
in
it
places
really?
that I really didn't know exist. Like, you'll probably have to bleep this out, but I pulled a muscle in my asshole. Told Entertainment Tonight. I didn't know that was possible. Okay, you just sorry. Unfortunately, the lovely medication the VA hospital subscribes me. I have to use the restroom real fast, and I'll be right back. You discuss the butthole trauma.
Don't hurt your muscle on your butt.
No. I'm trying to avoid hurting my my front sphincter like she hurt her back sphincter.
Oh gosh. I don't know what people don't understand about too much information. Like, seriously, like what? I know, that's what I was just saying. Sure, that's how she heard it. I don't know. I couldn't. Maybe it's humility. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know what else to say. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me while Ryan goes to the bathroom. Well, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So, I know a lot of people are talking about freaking pumpkin spice and stuff. They don't want
Oh,
hi.
okay. So sorry.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
It's the lovely medication is a diuretic, so it makes you have to use the bathroom a lot.
Yeah.
It pulls water away from your system. I swear to God, when they thought I was having heart problems, which I'm not,
Mhm.
they put me on this stuff, and they won't take me off of it until they're like, well, we need your blood pressure to be consistently below this, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you realize that I'm also a little bit kind of fat, so that's gonna take a little bit of work. They're like, yeah, so you're not gonna be off of it until you do. And I'm like, great. Sure. Oh, dang it. Sorry, get it wrong. Sure, that's how she heard it. Exit funnel. Legion calls it an exit funnel. That's your booty hole, dude. It's booty hole.
I really wanted to do. I can't do the Beavis voice, but I really wanted to do the bunghole. Bungholio.
I am the great cornholio. My taping for my bunghole.
There we go.
Look, I've got to be honest. She is smoking hot. Jamila Jamil is smoking hot, but she is psycho. She believes wholeheartedly in this whole identity politics nonsense. She believes in, intersectional feminism and all that crap. And it's just like, yeah, she she said, she's like, if Elon Musk is about ready to buy Twitter, so this is gonna be my last post. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Are you serious? She looks like a Bollywood hooker. Well, I let her hook her my Bollywood. I'm just gonna say.
I do like her dress better than the She-Hulk's outfit for the premiere. So I think it's more comic book related and fun.
I have no complaints about her dress. Trust me.
Yeah, I think her outfit looks nicer.
So let's move into something that's stupid, and we're only gonna hover on the subject real quick because, quite frankly, it's absolutely nonsensical. And then we're gonna move into Lord of the Rings. From the New York Post, off campus. Let's put us down here again. It makes it a little bit easier. Off campus, UC Berkeley student housing bans white people from common areas.
Oh,
yay, segregation.
what?
An off-campus housing co-op for University of California, Berkeley students bans white people from entering common spaces to avoid white violence. Sure.
What?
sparking criticism that he's stupider than She-Hulk. Yes. The policy inflames racial tensions. Gee whiz, are you sure? Come on, guys. The 5-story 30-room person of color theme house.
Oh my god.
We have to get rid of that, by the way. POC, person of color. That is so nonsensical. It's actually offensive, to be honest.
I believe so.
Near the school requires students to declare their race when signing in and to announce when they're bringing white guests into the building, according to house rules leaked on reddit.com. Many
people actually staying here.
Yeah, apparently this is going to be the cell phone. Did you hear that? Yes, I did hear the Minneapolis school district will fire white teachers first if any layoffs are needed instead of teachers of a smaller subset of marginalized people. Many POC moved here to be able to avoid white violence and presence.
Existence.
So they're purposely segregating themselves. Yes, R2, it is illegal. It's extremely illegal on all fronts. This article and what you said. So respect their decision of avoidance if you bring white guests. The rules declare white guests are not allowed in common spaces. Here you go. POC house guest rules. House members and rules should always be respected by all guests. Make sure your guests understand our house values and uphold the theme of the house as you are responsible for their behavior. Many POC members moved here to be able to avoid white violence and presence, so respect that their decision avoidance if you bring white guests. Guest limit / masks. Oh, this is going to be fun. Guest limit per house member is 5 guests. All guests must wear masks in the common spaces. Sounds like fun.
Super fun.
This is
party. Woo.
Yeah, this is college. Oh, guest chat. Always announce guests in the guest chat if they will be in common spaces with you and if they are white. Guests in common spaces. Guests are allowed in common spaces, but please be mindful if there are house members in the room beforehand. White guests are not allowed in common spaces. See intro. Okay, so it says
that you can have.
Yeah, it says
put it in the guest chat, but then it said they're not allowed.
Yeah. So okay, that's weird. Guests with members. Do not leave guests alone in common spaces to avoid house members assuming it's a stranger and alerting the house chat. Well, I would have.
If you had put in the house chat that you're bringing somebody with you, don't you think that logically you would pull up the house chat and see that someone had put it in there and say,
yeah,
oh, hello, you are so-and-so's guest.
Parents and family members. Avoid bringing parents / family members that express bigotry. Queer, Black, and Indigenous members should not have to avoid common spaces because of homophobic or racist parents / family members. Okay, noise level. How is this going to be about race? Noise level. Be conscious of the amount of noise.
Shania Twain. You will be kicked out.
Yeah. Not noise. You and your guests are making in common spaces and in your room. Our house walls are very thin, and we have quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. weekdays, 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. weekends. They didn't make it about race. That's the only one that was not about race. Okay, so the building, which houses up to 56 students, a few blocks from the university, also urges students to avoid bringing family members, blah, blah, blah. We already saw that. But some of the rules sparked outrage. Gee whiz, are you sure? With students saying they're too aggressive and defy the spirit of inclusion. Well, it's called being racist.
Yep.
This inclusion crap is stupid. It's racist.
Yep.
I do love me some inclusion though. One mixed race student who claimed to have lived at the house said that their presence as a light-skinned person was not received well and that they were called slurs. Wow, soft bigotry of low expectations there.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have a bigoted family member show up, but everybody else that lives in the house is a bigot.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird part. I am waiting for the so by the way, R2, I'm not gonna announce, but let's just say that he has a multicultural family. We'll just say that. And in whatever lesson you want to say about that. I am waiting for a woke white person to come out and say they have anxiety every time I see themselves in the mirror because they are white. Oh God, I think that's already happened, to be honest.
I think so, probably.
Because of the white guilt. I got so much white guilt. So this is the common space. Sure. I was not allowed to let my dad enter the house because he's white. The student wrote on Reddit. Another former member wrote a Medium article saying the house had earned a reputation for its aggressive call-out culture and lack of intersectionality. We have so regressed so bad. Adam Ratliff, assistant director of media relations and critical communications, told the Post the co-op house is not run by the university and that it's not the school's role to comment. Really?
I mean, it's off campus though. So if it's off campus, they can't do anything about it.
It still doesn't mean it's not a university property. So like many sororities and fraternities and stuff like that, even though they're individual houses, they still have to adhere to school guidelines, or they can actually close the house. Well, I got to run. My neighbor is live streaming. I have to go run my leaf blower for an hour. Have a great stream. I'll catch you the rest later. You see it, buddy. That was a joke from last night. So we were live streaming and his neighbor was mowing his yard, and he's like, yeah. He's like, nothing like my neighbor mowing his yard at 7:30 at night while I'm live streaming.
Oh my God.
He had like a beer bottle, and it was a kind of like an exotic. I don't know what kind it was, but like he held it up and it was a large bottle. Because it's like a foreign style, whatever. Yeah. But he's like, I'm half tempted to throw this at him.
Oh my God.
It was super funny. He was like, but yeah. I love R2's a good friend. He's a great guy. And he's hosted here when I'm in my absence. So obviously he's to be clear, it is not campus operated. I'd like to see the paperwork on that one. This property is operated by a private landlord, and it is not the role of the campus to comment on what private landlords are allowed to do, he said. Yes, but you still have ties to the school. That's the problem. Yeah. And usually you get certain tax credits. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but the university most of the time does have the option to regulate we'll say campus run student housing in a sense, even if it's privately owned. They usually have to fall under but I don't know the whole entire. I'd have to look this up further. He said the university housing programs have no such policies like the ones alleged in the Reddit image and do not discriminate on the basis of race, consistent with UC and campus policy.
So I mean, this person in the Reddit lying.
Well, I'm saying this. Wow, there's naked people on a bike.
What?
It's half naked people on bikes. I don't know. Check out the scene on this naked bike ride. I don't know why that's news, but okay. So it definitely could be possible that they have nothing to do with the university and that they're just unfortunately attached to the university. However, the university saying that they're not taking they took a half stance. I'll give them that. They took a half stance. They say, hey, this is not our property. We have nothing to do with it. At the same time, though, we do not discriminate on the basis of race. So I can kind of get behind that a little bit. Now, looking further into it, at a later date, Are we going to find out that the university has more to do with it than we realize? Or is there like a housing incentive program to, where students get certain credits to maybe live there or something? You never know. But anyway, moving on. We're moving on to the last topic of the night. Lord of the Rings. It's a 30-second clip. Lord of the Rings is the Rings of Power. Comes out in about a week and a half. September 2nd. We do not have a very long time, and Amazon doesn't seem to be putting out things that make you feel any more, fluffy about it. So it's only 30 seconds, but we're going to watch it all the way through. Just tell me if you think this looks like Lord of the Rings.
Got it.
There are powers beyond darkness at work in this world.
Past is with us all, whether we like it or not.
Oh, we're gonna watch it again. By the way, we're gonna watch it again because does that feel like Lord of the Rings to you, or does it feel like generic fantasy movie?
Yeah, it just seemed like some show.
Yeah.
That made like those elf ears look. As soon as I saw it, I'm like that SFX ear look is awful.
Mm-hmm. It's bulky looking.
Yeah.
It looks like they put like almost like a covering over their ears instead of like adding a prosthetic to the top.
Yes.
Yeah, it like her ears are super bulky looking, and
They're
I
just,
don't.
Like, they don't look like elf ears. They look It's just
Well, they don't even look like functional human ears. Like you can tell. Like look how.
Cauliflower ear.
Yeah. She looks like. Well, she is a warrior. She could be a UFC fighter. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next scene here, but yeah. First off, why does that kind of look like Aragorn? That kind of look like Aragorn a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, I know it's not. There's no way,
Right.
but it kind of looks like Aragorn. I'm not like nitpicking that, but
There are powers beyond darkness.
this I'm super nitpicking. What in the blue hell is that?
I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know. It's like every scene is something. And like this preview doesn't even have like a vibe. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just like random characters just thrown together.
It
just to show
doesn't
you.
tell. Yeah, it doesn't tell you any story. What the hell is this?
No.
And what the hell is that? Is that a man? Is that a woman? Is that Steve?
I think it looks
Steve
like
Bob?
It's supposed to be a woman, but
I think it's
it looks
supposed to.
like the breastplate like thing, but I guess we shouldn't judge. So
311 says, I think Amazon is genius to launder $1 billion by that's about right. I mean, this is very they them.
But we're just gonna spend like 200,000.
I mean, it's got a point. The neck is very obviously women have longer necks than men because it's actually an attractive trait to where men actually have, the shoulders and stuff like that. Your lats, your traps are meant to be bigger because it gives you bulk, which is more attractive to women than, of course, to men. But okay, not non-binary or whatever. It's got to be like not.
Also reminded of like the island of Dr. Moreau, like just a little bit.
Oh, one of the writers was the writer or is the director? I can't remember, but one of the showrunners, basically the person in charge of basically behind the scenes, very prominent, said that it would the show will pass the Bechdel test, which is the new well, you know what? Why don't I just Google it real quick? So everybody can.
Yeah, I don't know what it
A lot of people don't. Hey, computer, would you like to work? It'd be super awesome.
is. Thank you.
There you go. All right, we're gonna make this full screen, and then we're gonna continue on there, Tater. The Bechdel test, which started out as a joke, by the way. Started out as a joke. It was a joke. Is a measure of representation of women in fiction. It asks whether a work feature. Oh, they've expanded it since then, by the way. This is at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. The requirements that two women being be named is sometimes added. Where's the modern? Oh yeah, see, look. Derived tests about gender and fiction, tests about other characters, LGBTQ plus people of color, Orthodox Jews. Tests.
So it's calculating and
yes,
calculating in shows and movies representation.
Yes, it was a joke. It was a joke that Hollywood legitimately adopted. 311 says that neck is screaming choke here. I don't know if he. Well, I guess maybe. Never mind. We're not going to talk about that kind of violence, but it definitely doesn't scream the other kind of choke. You're not going to be grabbing her by her throat from behind. I'm just going to say, we're all adults. We understand what the talking about. I'd rather raw dog a beehive than whatever the hell that is.
A wasp's nest.
I mean, I'd rather stick my penis in a wall socket.
Oh my god.
I like Sailor Moon Grummy. It was a well-written. No, the original Sailor Moon was a well-written show. They haven't. Hollywood hasn't tried to adapt that yet. I know that Powerpuff Girls, which I never really watched. But I heard Powerpuff Girls was like a solid Cartoon Network show, and I think that one's still on. They're still doing the Powerpuff Girls.
I didn't watch the newer one really. I don't know.
Well, Netflix. Is it Netflix? I think Netflix is doing one where it's going to be a giant piece of shit.
I like the original. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Netflix doesn't get to make the new one. Here we go.
Work in this world.
Past is with us all, whether we like it or not.
I have to ask, why is Don Lemon gliding through the air with a knife?
I didn't even notice that. Everything's going too quick. I hadn't even noticed any specifics.
Yeah. Does that look like a person jumping through the air to stab somebody? No, it looks like somebody on a glide wire. Don Lemon is on a glide wire. Watch. I'll just slightly. You see that? He's on a guide wire. This is so.
No, is that the rocks? It looks like the rocks.
Well, yeah, no, he's jumping off a stump.
Okay, so do it again.
Watch. Here you go. This is an orc that he's stabbing. See? Does that look like a natural motion?
No. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Don Lemon's jumping through, gliding through the air. Tolkien is rolling his grave right now. Yeah, so is his son, who was the last Gabe. And yes, the Black Elves look like Don. Looks like Don Lemon. Don Lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. September 2nd. I'm so excited. We'll be covering it on this show too, because this is going to be such a big, horrendous flop that it's going to be worth the.
It looks awful. It looks so awful.
It
and
does
I will say there are a couple Amazon shit. Well, no, I don't. No, there's a couple Amazon. No.
No.
There's one
The-
Amazon show. I do like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I do enjoy that.
Yeah,
show.
I've heard that actually is a solid show.
It's a very, very good show.
It's got Zachary Levi in it, and I listened to him recently. I know it was like the end of June. I think he was actually on, or maybe the beginning of July.
Yeah.
No, it was slight to mid July. He was, but Zachary Levi was actually on it talking about he's on the show and he's talking about Shazam and stuff like that. And Zachary Levi, even though being in Hollywood and stuff and living in Texas now, he actually comes off as kind of like a real solid moderate, maybe slightly even, let's say, a slight moderate conservative. Which is super weird because he talks about his trouble with alcohol addiction, substance addiction. He had a bad childhood. It was a great interview. I recommend you go to the Joe Rogan podcast and listen to it because he's one of my favorite Hollywood actors because he starred in Chuck back in 2008, which is one of my favorite shows. He is actually his discussion, his talk with Joe Rogan actually is what inspired me to kind of make this whole entire change to myself. You know, I've been listening to Joe for a long time and just kind of listen to Zach, you know, kind of talk about his issues. He's about the same age as me. He's a little older. Yes, Chuck was very good. Yeah, he's actually the reason that I kind of started making this change. But anyway, we're going to end on a high note. We're going to end on a fun note. We're going to end on something we can laugh at.
Dick pics?
Do you say dick pic? Yeah, dick pics.
Before we came on, that's what we were talking about.
Send dick pics to Nadine.
No.
No, guys, don't send dick pics. Don't send dick pics. Okay, so this is a meme from Twitter. God bless Twitter. I was looking for a fun topic, and this is the first thing I saw. I saw this video yesterday, but somebody memed it to where the FBI trying to prosecute Trump live CNN.
Oh, I saw a little bit of this.
Yeah, here we go. I love the facial expressions they put on him. Just the look. The look. It's a lot of fun. We always try to end on a high note around here. 311 says Delta into Charlie Kilo. That would be Deke. Deke.
Oh yeah.
You remember that production company back from the 90s? It'd be like it would be like Deke.
And it was like ding.
Yeah. So Nadine, what you got coming up in the next week?
I might do my show. I don't know what day. So possibly
that was not a very solid answer.
Or Friday, Thursday, maybe. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I may go somewhere Thursday again because it's like the end of the summer type things, and I don't really go out often. So, but other than that,
is that code for a hot date?
No. No, it's just hanging out with my friends.
No, I'm just messing with you. But that was funny though, because you're like, yo, oh no. But like asking me, like, you got a date this weekend? Be like, aren't you shitting me? Like, what are you talking about? My Friday and Saturday nights are booked. This is what I do on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah.
It's like
okay. No thanks. Then what else? Just working and posting stuff and my normal things. Might go to amusement park on Monday, so that'll be fun. Taking the kids.
Yeah, Darkside Phil has nothing on any show, to be honest. Or we would be begging for money. Be like, oh, come on, guys! Like, I gotta pay my rent. I gotta buy food, and it's like, we need to get to the goal. I'm only asking for $200. Like, come on.
What is this? I don't know what this is.
You've never heard of Darkside Phil?
No.
Oh God. It's time to play some Dark Souls. Yes, Dark Souls, very nice. I will bring a video up of Darkside Phil for next week. I will
Okay.
of him begging for money because so this dude, this is not a joke. Apparently he had a serious gambling problem, but it was from the WWE online game. It was like where you like do like the little weird squares and try to connect the like the red squares. And anyway,
No?
yeah, kind of. It was pay to play. Well, apparently, dude would be like spending like $5,000 to $6,000 a month
Oh my god.
on this game and gambling his shit away. And then he would be like on stream. He says DSP is terrible, and he bragged that his dad was a Marine and probably a huge shitbag too.
Oh, no.
Candy Crush WWE. Thank you. Yes. Candy Crush WWE. He'd spend like $5,000 to $6,000 a month on this stupid game, and then he would get on live stream and beg that he has to pay his bills, and he has to buy food for the family, and it's just like,
How do you spend $55,000 like? On
so
Candy Crush?
40,000 so far. What the detractors say?
That's how much he spent on it.
Maybe I'll have to look into it. But yeah, no, it's been a while since Phil was. So the quartering actually, no, it was Az from Heel versus Babyface. And he has to have a meal with his wife. Yeah, and he would like beg for money to take his like wife out or something like that for like date night. It was so terrible. So like Az from Heel versus Babyface reached out to him because he's like, hey man, he's like, I've struggled with like gambling addiction. He's very open about this. I've struggled with like alcohol abuse while I was gambling. He's like, I almost lost everything. I almost like, my family is literally at their wits end. And has been very open about this. And, he pulled himself out of it. Now he's a successful YouTuber on Friday Night Tights. I watch him, him and Gary from Nerdrotic, they do the Real BBC. Anyway, long story short, he reached out to Phil. Nothing. So he reached out to Phil again. He's like, hey man, he's like, look, I know what you're going through. He's like, I've been through this. He's like, I can help you. He's like, but you have to admit to me, you have a problem. You have to be very honest about this. And like, just nothing. And so Az is like, I'm done. He's like, because a lot of people like to hate on Phil, Nadine be like, that reaction is priceless. Yes, that's the, yeah. So a lot of people hate on Phil because, he's turned into this, like, this venomous monster that just like sucks money out of his Phil will never get out of his comfort zone. No, he won't. So he's just like a vampire, an energy vampire on his fans, and like they still give him money, but it's not a lot. Like there's a lot of resistance to it, and he's become kind of a laughing stock. And so, Az was legitimately trying to help him because he's like, dude, you are in a horrendous place. You have a horrible reputation. Your own fans barely like to watch you. It's almost like watching like a car accident on a day, on a weekly basis. And so he's like, everybody loves a comeback. He's like, let me help you. And this is like in the last message. He's like, let me help you. He's like, because everybody loves a comeback. Everybody loves a redemption story. And he wouldn't do it. He was literally, yeah. And this is how you don't lie. Yeah. Yep. He said it. He said it wasn't on purpose. He didn't know the camera was on. You knew the fucking camera was on.
Yeah.
You knew the fucking camera was on.
How do you not know if you do a show all the time?
Yeah. You knew the camera was on.
There's
a button you have to press.
You have to press the button.
I have an external USB 3.0 strip that all my stuff is plugged into. You have to individually close the circuit to get it to work. So like I could turn my camera off right now by shutting off the circuit, leaving the circuit open, and like nobody could like hack into my camera and like turn it on because the circuit will not close. You have to flip the switch to close the circuit manually. You knew what you were doing. So no, Phil is a very big cautionary tale, much like Ethan Ralph. The Ethan Ralph is another one. He's a cautionary tale of what you don't do. And it's just well, yeah, we can talk about it next week because it shows you what happens when you get people who get a little bit of they get like some moderate success and fame on YouTube and they just go off the rails. They're making more than their normal job. Maybe they're not making, they're not making like $60,000 a year like they would at like a normal job, but they're maybe making like $90,000 to $100,000 and they go off the rails because they're like, oh, money. I got money. Like, so they start acting like they have. It's a very sad story. So
buy some more makeup.
Yeah, well, I mean, the money that you make online, you should always filter back into your channel. I'm not saying you can't enjoy some things. Always remember where the money came from.
Right,
Filter.
it's not gonna keep coming if you're not doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe you could get a little better camera. Yeah.
It still work. And that's
Yeah.
why, that's what like I tell people too, like, am I on my phone all the time? Yes. Am I, on Twitter? Am I on Instagram? Am I recording myself doing things? Absolutely. But guess what? It's all work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am working 99%
Content
of the time that I am on this phone.
Yeah. And so like I stream from it's a Logitech 922X HD camera. It's like $100 camera.
Yeah.
But you know what? The majority of us start out with like an $80, $100 web camera. This microphone was like $50 or something like $60 from Amazon. It was like an Amazon special. It came with the crane and all that stuff. I mean, it's got good sound to it, but one day, if you're making good money, put it back into what you got.
Then you can have your nice setup and
don't go to the club and be like I'm balling, bitches.
Right.
Yeah. So we are gonna close out, but yeah, we will go further into
we'll check on it. It's
the dark side of Phil,
and also intriguing. I mean,
it's a cautionary tale that needs to be heard. There's not enough people. I've had interactions with Ethan Ralph and he ended up blocking me. But and even Chrissy Mayer, who I actually interviewed on my secondary channel, Legion Talk, she'd always been cool with him, and like because of the drama with like Nick Rekieta and stuff like that. And the chat was very unforgiving. Like, you came on her show, you knew what they were going to be talking about. And he flipped out on her own channel and like stormed off. Yeah, it was bad. So, all right, guys, we're going to go. Appreciate y'all stopping by.
Thank you, everybody.
He says Ralph is also classed with like schools on Sunday. Yeah. The gunt. They call him the gunt.
Oh.
He's got a front gut that looks like he's got like that front butt look. We're not going to go into it. This is for next week. Yeah, we'll explore that more next week. See you guys. Appreciate y'all and have a great night. See you guys.
Thank you.